first story should be about heartbreak. No center stage. So I'm sure a lot of people here have gone through a breakup, but maybe not as many. Just as many have been through a lesbian breakup. And further, your first lesbian breakup, which is a fucking doozy. That's where I get this puppy out. You know, this is casual. Some of us have notes, some of us don't. Okay, so if you've not gone through your first lesbian breakup, you don't know exquisite pain. And I was 6 months into a breakup where we would break up and then get back together and break up and then get back together and then break up and then run into each other at a farmer's market or both purchasing bee pollen from the same woman. And we're like, well, that's reason enough. And then it came a time, there was a moment and we were like, all right, we gotta take some real space. No touch, no talk, no communication. We're not gonna see each other. We're gonna take space apart and you know, see if we can figure this stuff out. And then get back together and do the real, make an actual decision. And I was having like a mental health crisis in this particular moment, and I needed help. So I found out about a magical place, okay, where I could heal, a refuge for the queer heart, a place where I could lay my weary little head on sheets made of hemp in an ancient redwood forest, and I could soak up the wisdom of these old redwood trees. And by these trees, I mean like elder dykes, like godmothers. It's called Fancyland. And when I told all 4 of the lesbian moms that I nanny for, their baby's not them. When I told them all, I was like, I'm having a breakdown, and I need to go take care of my little heart once a pearl now dust. And my depression, hey old girl, welcome back. I was like, I gotta go. And they were like, yes. Thank you so much. Can you imagine what it would be like if dykes like ran healthcare? You heard it here first, because we would have like built-in self-care weeks. Maternity leave would be like forever. Wow, material. So I started doing my research, and I looked at all the photos on their like old GeoCities website, which is still up and running, it was like it weaved this arousing tale of like sturdy Carhartt dykes, you know, and unshaven calves, fingernails that are like dirty from the earth, you know, weekly baths, untouched forest, and there's like a world where I might kind of like fit into that tableau, you know, like who knows? Anything could happen in Fancyland. I could be my lover, I could meet multiple lovers, I could discover I have like a great novel within me, I could like fall into a hole never to be seen again, which is the most appealing option because I'm gonna die. Maybe if I die, like a new, like a transformed me would appear from the ashes, and they would be able to figure out sort of the middle of this relationship, right? And then they would be good enough for her. Yikes! So sad! So sad! It gets worse. So I packed up my briefs. We all knew that was going. And my compass and my vittles and my snacks. I downloaded an audiobook I will never forget, Parable of the Sower. Quick, just for the audience, Octavia Butler, greatest science fiction writer of the 20th century. Okay, I don't read Ray Bradbury, because he's a man. I'm well read. I'm not single. Stupid. Whatever, some flop, who fucking cares? So in the Parable of the Sower, Lauren, also my name, is headed on this big journey, and she's going very far up north, and California is like completely scorched, and there's no more resources, and there's like dead people everywhere. It's like a real situation, and she's got this kind of religion called Earthseed, and she's gonna find a colony up north in the woods and start over there, and then maybe humanity will have a chance. Sound familiar? And Fancyland similarly describes itself as such.
In the woods, in the hills, a small place with big heart and lead dreams of resistance.
Wow. So, lamplit dreams of resistance. Like honestly, that didn't reveal itself while I was here. I'm still unsure. Fancyland was gonna be my Earthseed, okay? And I'm gonna be radically changed by these elder ducks. They're gonna hold me close to their breast, their flannel scratching my little tender baby cheek. And they're gonna tell me how this crazy little thing called gay love works. When I arrive, I'm not disappointed, okay? It is in the woods, it is in the hills. It does appear to have lamplit dreams of resistance, who knows? But it's really quiet, and I'm like, where are all the elder dice? Are they hiding? And I just go around like a little baby duck. Are you my mother? Are you my mother? Are you my mother? Remember that story? Well, that was a reference for it. I'm wandering around, no one is there, and then I meet Ruby. Ruby's the only other person on this land, as stated. She's a recent graduate of like an MFA program in Oakland, and she's like super woke and really, really serious, and so I'm useless in this situation. She doesn't have any sense of humor, and so I'm just sort of like, are you sure no one else is coming?
Oh, a couple of folk were planning on it, but they're coming next week.
Oh, okay. And like Sasha's in here?
No, she left for town yesterday. She'll be back tomorrow.
Okay, but people like sometimes show up, right?
I don't know. I just got here. I've been here for 2 days, and that's just me.
Okay.
That's really nice.
Great, okay. Already I was like, Ruby hates me. I was gonna like peck and haw like an obnoxious city chicken at her peace of mind. And I'm not attracted to them, but I have like a disease in my brain where I need people to want to have sex with me, or like me, or both. Or I don't know what happens. I'm not valid? I don't understand it. So Ruby leaves for the porch and she lays quietly in the sun, meditating on a new world order, no doubt. And I wander around, kind of taking note of like what the future will inevitably look like when all social order collapses in what? Do you think we have 20 years? I think 10, honestly. We're completely out of water, and our government's like owned by AT&T. Wow! Heard it here first. I watch dusk, start a fire for dinner. I'm hoping that maybe Ruby will come and sit with me, because even though I don't like Ruby, I'm really, really lonely. Can I have this? Oh, yes. Pardon me, can I take this? That's just been sitting on the plain ground. Ruby, do you want a hot dog?
Oh, I got meat or processed food.
I have so many hot dogs. They come in packs of 6, which is insanity. They're supposed to just want only 1 or 2 in a sitting. I've had these the whole trip. They're lasting. Do you want a beer?
I don't think.
Okay. Move on to dessert. I'm a desserts bitch. I pull out s'mores. Ruby, do you want some more?
I don't have sugar.
Great. I tell you what I'm reading, and now we suddenly have something we can talk about. Terribly sorry.
Oh, yeah. I read that when I was like 15. And I revisited it last year, and it still holds.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Because it's sort of like exactly what's going on right now. Like, for instance, I'm in LA, and I drove all the way up here, and it's like kind of at home, it's like my own apocalypse. And so I'm here, and I'm like, what's my Earthseed, you know? And it feels like this land is a really good place where you, just even to die. Surprise, Ruby leaves. fault. What's going on? I don't know where the bathroom is, and we just gotta keep this until morning. I can't! Get up, bitch! Get up, bitch! This is your fault! And I get up, and my tongue is so mad at me. And I fall on the ground. I've woken up Ruby, embarrassment, nausea, churning, and chorus. It's okay to laugh. If it's not funny, you don't have to, but I'm just saying, it's okay to laugh. I pull on my boots, and I head for these very steep stairs, going down them. I'm in a loft situation, and I fall very hard, very quickly down the stairs. And it happened so fast, in such like an insane way, that I feel like if it were a movie, they would have been like, we need a stunt double for this. My body was like a fucking rag doll. And I get to the bottom, and I'm in that kind of pain, like when you were a kid and you fell on your rollerblades, and your like head was like, you know what I mean? And my whole body is like vibrating in that way, and I don't have a lot of time to consider that because I shit my pants. So I'm standing there, things are happening, and I'm like, you gotta get to the toilet, you gotta find the toilet. But here's the thing, gentlemen in the front row. You know what, honestly, in this space, that's not cool because I don't know y'all's pronouns. So, folks in the front row. Here's the thing, I don't know which bathroom to use, okay? There's really specific bathrooms for specific business. Everything has like an order because we're self-sustaining. So I'm like, is it the bathroom in the house or is it the bathroom far in the woods that I only visited once hours ago and I didn't even go in? It's the bathroom far in the woods. So I start running. I'm going through the woods and it's really rough. It's really rough and it's not, and the dawn is breaking and I'm still trying to find this bathroom and I realize I'm crying and I'm still shitting myself. Hours? They have ashes, you pour the cool ashes over everything. I don't know what that does. Fertilizer. And I take care of myself and I get out of there. It's morning now. And I take off all my clothes because they can no longer be used. And I'm walking naked. Back to my car and I take my clothes and I wash them up and put them in the tire well. Well, I'll get to you bad boys later. And then I wash my body off with gray water. And I go to bed. They call it a night. I get up later in the day. Who cares about time in this story? And, you know, and I'm feeling better and I'm like, oh, thank goddess. And I do my chores, I get in the car, I drive off, I feel like the wind in my hair. I'm just cruising, feeling better, like we're gonna do this, you're gonna go to Humboldt now for a night, and then you're gonna go back to LA, and you showed yourself you can do something. I'm proud of you, girl. And I realized in that moment that I left my clothes behind. And I left my fucking shitty shorts behind. And I'm like, what's gonna happen? What if Ruby finds these? What is she gonna tell Sasha?
Oh yeah, there was this really weird girl here who talked my ear off and then offered me ugly people food. And then in the morning I found soiled clothes in the driveway. I had to burn them.
So the drive back to LA is pretty quiet. It would be because I'm traveling alone, but also normally when I travel alone I like make up songs about what's happening around me, or I like recite a speech to someone who insulted me when I was 12. Relatable. And I turn on Parable of the Sower because we've gotten to the part where they've arrived at their Earth seed, parallel to my story, and it's all ashes, and they just find like the bones of children. And I was like, this story's relentless. So I turn it off, and I'm really anxious, and you know, I get home, and surprise, I'm like, served the papers, I'm officially dumped, and I'm really, really heartbroken. And I'm like, fuck, you didn't do it right. You didn't do the land project right. You like didn't grow or whatever. You fucked this up. This is your fault. Just a message to all, if any, baby dykes in the room who are going through their first big one. It's not your fault. It's not humiliating or shameful to give yourself away to something that has an inevitable end. To be dumped even. And the next time you're like, oh, fuck me, so ashamed I couldn't be enough for someone. I'm so humiliated. I want to remind you the true and real definition of humiliation. Which is a spoiled hot dog, a long staircase, and a bathroom so far away it might not even exist. Welcome to Fancyland.